Hello, water signs, and welcome to your Moon Cycle 9 Astro Oracle messages with me, Shakti Sanja. So this is relevant for the current moon cycle that we are closing out with that powerful Pisces full moon coming up tomorrow, September 1st. If you'd like to join us in Moon Mastery for the moon ceremony and for my astrological readings for the cycle as it's happening, where I talk about the rest of the planetary influences, then please link below. And as well, something that I'm adding in is if you'd like more in-depth sign-specific readings for your sun, moon, rising, north node, Venus sign, or any part of your chart for your water signs, you can join my email list or join Moon Mastery, whichever one you prefer, and you will get those. So if you want to join the email list, just go to the bottom of the Moon Mastery landing page and you can input your email there and get added to the list to get my moon cycle sign specific readings. Okay, so this is a general reading for all water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. All right, so let's get into it. What do you need to know for this moon cycle number 9? And of course, this included the Leo new moon, and it includes the Pisces full moon coming up. All right, let's see what the overall theme was for you. Okay, perfect. So the poet archetype has come up from one of my favorite decks. Again, all the card decks are linked below if you want to go get them yourself. I really love working with oracle card decks. Great way to increase your own intuition. All right, so the poet archetype has come up for you, water signs, which is really perfect because this moon cycle with the Pisces full moon has brought up a lot of your deep emotions, a lot of what you would consider your deep human pain, right? From childhood throughout life, from relationships, with your career, with your money, with yourself, with humanity as a whole. It's all been coming up. And if you've had trauma or pain come up and kind of the human, the suffering of being human, which is a universal experience. Buddhism speaks a lot to this, how, the only thing that is consistent is suffering for all human beings. And I also believe that what's consistent is joy and love for all of us as well. And so the opportunity of the poet and what this moon cycle has brought out in you is that all of that pain has a purpose, and it has a poetic purpose. And that means that you're meant to create something with it. And the way that you actually move through your pain is through a lot of Pisces medicine, which is to create art, to create poetry, or to create something that will be deeply from your heart and that will help you express your deepest truth out into the world, right? And also for yourself. So this might include actually doing poetry, doing poetic writing, writing in general, free writing, journaling. It could be writing music, listening to music, and it could be any other art form or any other creative art pursuit that you have, whatever is your poetry. It could even be building a business, doing something that's more in alignment to you that helps you take your pain and transform it into your purpose, right? That's what so much art is taking our personal experiences or our collective experiences and letting it inform the rest of the creations that we have in the world, right? That's the most, art is really the highest form of transformation and alchemy when it comes to us having a human experience. So poetry, maybe even reading poetry, just being more connected to the poetry of life will really serve you right now, especially as you reflect on this last moon cycle that is ending with the Pisces full moon. And really, as we approach the next new moon, you'll have that 2 weeks before the next new moon in Virgo in order to really start to create this and to start to alchemize all of this pain, whatever comes up and is shed during the full moon, for you to create further. Okay, so the world is asking for you to become more poetic, become more creative. I do have a poetry account that I created with my best friend, and I also have an offering coming out soon for you to be able to write out your own story and memoir and your own myth of your life, which is more of a creative experience. And it really takes, your personal story, your timeline, your experience here on the planet, and make it into your narrative, your book, right? So whatever this might mean for you, stay tuned for that. Again, if you join the mailing list, you'll get informed of when that's open and available for you. But if you'd like to just check out my poetry page, it's at Offset Collective. I'll link it here below. Okay, really encourage all of you to take in poetry and write poetry if that's what serves you. Yeah, and then we also have sandpiper energy coming in for you water signs, which is really beautiful. The sandpipers, I always think of Hawaii, and I always think of, and I'm starting to get like throat chakra and heart activation as I bring this up, because what's also really important for you water signs is to be playful and to have fun. And I also get like, go to the water, go to the beaches, go to the lakes, enjoy the rest of summer before we get into the autumn equinox in mid-September. Enjoy the beauty that is play. Enjoy the beauty that is having fun and just like bopping around on the sand and, being creative, being fun, being playful, watching memes, having some playfulness in your life. So it says just be playful, splash around. What would that look like for you to be playful? What are you missing out that you feel would make you more creative or make you more joyful and playful? That's something for you to really add in. So maybe plan a road trip, go have an experience outside in nature, hang out with some friends, have a movie night. The other night, my friends and I all did an outdoor movie night in my friend's backyard. And it just made me feel so connected to the art of movies, the beauty of sharing an experience with friends, being outside. So just giving you a few different ideas that you could do to be playful, yourself. And I also really get the experience here is to learn from nature, to connect with nature and be playful with nature. Hummingbird energy has been coming around a lot, and hummingbirds teach us to soak in and to take in the nectar and beauty of life, right? That's also the lesson of the honeybee. So what honey, what nectar can you exude from this experience in your life, and how can you make it so that you can have a more playful experience as we move through Virgo season and we enter into the fall season here in the autumn, or here in the northern hemisphere entering autumn, and if you're in the southern hemisphere then entering springtime, right? How can you have playfulness in these seasonal transitions? All right, and I'm going to read some tarot cards for you and then also some starseed oracle cards. So what else do you need to know, water signs, for this moon cycle number 9? Okay, yeah, beautiful. These are cards that just keep on coming up for me. So I have the 8 of Cups in reverse. So the 8 of Cups always represents like leaving something behind and going on a voyage, right? He's like, okay, I'm going to cut my losses. The moon is having its breakthrough where it has its first break of light, and I'm going to go on a journey and an adventure, and it is in the reverse. So there's this real sense of like, maybe you felt like you had to let go of a bunch of stuff prematurely. Or maybe your fear was making you feel like you can't possibly be where you are. You can't just receive what's right in front of you. But there's beauty in what's unfolding right in front of you right now. And don't walk away from it just yet. Kind of linger there and enjoy it. And we also have the 2 of Wands in the reverse. So there might have been this like flightiness within you, this desire to like choose between things, or like, I'm going to go here with my life, or I'm going to do this. And it was like this polarity of that you needed to make a decision or that you needed to get somewhere, and there might have been some impatience that you were feeling with yourself or with life, like, I've got to move forward, I've got to break through, I've got to move on. But there's still a lot of lessons and beauty here, and I guess it's not the time to make any drastic decisions right now. It's the time to really reflect on, get in tune with your own wisdom, think about what you've learned about this last period, and have some fun and playfulness with it, because there's a deep, deep richness and abundance here for you. What I'm also really hearing from this is to have gratitude for what you have right now, even if it's painful. How can being where you are right now, your life looking exactly as it does, with whatever pain or debt or heartbreak or family situations or relationship situations or living situations you have right now, how can you have gratitude for what you do have, right? From a place of gratitude is where we can cultivate a beautiful amount of creative energy. It's where we get really innovative, and also where our true abundance lies, is in having gratitude for what we already have, for what's right in front of us. And then, of course, your last tarot card is the Queen of Pentacles, this beautiful queen of fertility. There's a bunny there. There's lots of grapes, which also always represent to me having some fun, maybe having some wine, but really taking in the richness of the earth. And it's harvest season coming up. That's what the autumn equinox is here to celebrate, is that we get to harvest everything that we have cultivated. So there's this real sense of like, hold close to you and have a review of the last season, since the summer equinox on June 21st or even in the last 6 months since the spring equinox back in March, what have you learned? What have you gained? Let's assess and be grateful for that. And that is where your new ideas, your new playfulness, your new creativity, right? Your poetry of the future will come forth, is by being with what you're already grateful for having created and what is here right now. When we love and are content with what is here right now, we have the ability to produce even more beauty and contentment into the future. So definitely a time of review and evaluation and love and gratitude for ourselves. You know, look at your own resilience. Look at everything you've moved through, especially with all of the changes in life, with all of these systems changing, with COVID. You know, we've had a massive time to have potentially reflection time within ourselves, but this is really a call to, okay, what has this time period in life taught me in the last 6 months? What do I want to take moving forward? And maybe what do I need to leave behind? And from that place, what's next and what you need to create next and what will be most aligned for you, what will give you joy and what will be playful will become very apparent. So lastly, I'm going to leave you with a Starseed Oracle card that is really going to speak to more so your destiny, your dharma, what you're really here to do and create for yourself and for the world, so that you feel deeply aligned with, you know, your own purpose here on the planet. So let's see what cosmic guidance these cards have for you. It says water your garden, which is so perfect for Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, right? Water again. So it says nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. So really taking this time to fill up your own cup, to nurture yourself, to have gratitude, to have rest, rejuvenation. Again, going to the water, being on the water, being near the water, maybe go camping, maybe go to the lake. You know, take this time to really appreciate the nature and the natural water bodies around you. What do different water sources teach you? What can a waterfall teach you? What can an ocean teach you? What can having a bath teach you? Right? So really going into this deep cycle of self-care will be exactly what you need in order to produce the next cycle of creation, right? And what's important now is that you have to harvest what you've already planted the seeds for. So being appreciative of what you've already created thus so far, and as we move into the last this next season of the year, with autumn moving into winter, it's an important time for you to just harvest and take it in and be grateful for what you've created, and then you get to abundantly create again as the cycle turns around, as we get into a new moon in 2 weeks. All right, water signs, I hope this was helpful for you. Please leave messages in the comments below or DM me on Instagram and let me know what you got from this. And if you would like sign-specific readings for Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, then join my email list or join us in Moon Mastery and you will get access to those. And Moon Mastery is such a beautiful container to track your own understanding of the cosmos, to get in tune with the moon cycles very deeply in community and personally. And it's the only place where I'm doing personalized astro recordings. So if you want an astro chart reading with me that isn't a one-on-one session like I have the link to below, then this is the best place to get it at the most affordable rate. And plus you get all the community and wonder that is the 2 moon ceremonies and the community attached to Moon Mastery. All right, my loves, Sat Nam, and have an awesome full moon.